Videocast. This is just becoming a pain in the butt. Okay, it finally worked. After like 4 or 5 tries, it finally worked. Okay. Yeah, so as title implies, Q&A, open topic, so you can ask just about any question. Until then, I'm just probably going to ramble on about some things happening. Anyways, interesting news. It pretty much seems like that between the networks of CDMA and GSM, looks like GSM is about to win completely over the US. Where I was like reading something just apparently where Verizon is going to phase out its 2G and eventually it's 3G once 5G is enabled with Verizon. And basically, that looks to be that they're going to completely rely on LTE and shut down CDMA. So I find that to be kind of interesting. If Verizon goes that route, that would definitely mean that, like Pokemon, what? That would definitely mean that with CDMA phased out, Sprint could probably follow the trend, and everything will be GSM. Vaping, not smoking. What do I enjoy most about being a YouTuber? Just making videos. Android Tech, what's up? But yeah, that's some interesting news that I read earlier today. Was Verizon was going to phase out its CDMA. That's kind of interesting route to go. So that just basically tells me that GSM is basically going to win over, which would definitely make sense as the rest of the world uses the GSM network rather than CDMA. CDMA is younger than GSM, and although it may have some good benefits, I guess one of the downsides to CDMA is just how phones are activated on them. They're pretty much locked in, and kind of vape mod do I have? It's the 60-watt temperature control mod, and then I'm using just what is this? An Ego W Plus RDA. You need something to talk? What? Do I need something to talk? No, you can ask any questions really what you want. This is a Q&A. GSM is superior. Yeah, I mean, how do I put it? GSM does definitely have its benefits, and one of the biggest benefits that GSM has is the fact that it makes swapping in and out of devices a lot easier than CDMA. However, GSM does not carry that many lines per channel, so that is the only downside to it, but it really doesn't affect as far as network speeds or anything like that. So yeah, no way you can say GSM superior. Do you think that, Jay? What does the question imply? Yeah, the Moto G4 seems to be a nice device so far. A lot of people that have unboxed it and are using it right now are having some pretty good reviews about it so far. So, but yeah, kind of crazy that Verizon's going to do that and shut down its. But like, I mean, all these changes that Verizon has will probably be around 20. I think it's like 2019. Add the Cool 5.4 Plus with the Heracles Plus. Cool. What are your thoughts on PewDiePie? I don't even watch PewDiePie, so I couldn't tell you. Most of the stuff that I do, like on YouTube, really, like as far as watching YouTube videos, is just based around other tech bloggers. Which is like another thing too. I've noticed that with not a lot of like innovation or development going on, it just makes like less news to talk about. I think like right now, like the most popular thing happening in Android and even on iOS is Pokemon Go. That is like um, the most exciting topic whatsoever. And even though the whole accident thing was like one of those hoax articles or whatever, turns out it didn't take long for any more issues to pop up with Pokemon Go, like people trespassing in yards and two guys trying to catch a Pokemon fell off like the side of this cliff area and had to be rescued. The girl got struck by a car. Claims that she was looking both ways when crossing the road while playing Pokemon Go, but yeah, she got hit. Let's see, Alex, what's up? What's up, Alex? So that's pretty much like probably like the hottest thing going on right now. It's just everyone is on this Pokemon Go, and even I'm playing it, and it's pretty fun. The augmented reality is actually kind of cool. I found it that it doesn't work on every device that I have, so there's times where when I'm playing the game, there's no real world background. When I'm playing it, it's like using I guess like the standard view where it's like you guys get what I'm saying, hopefully. Anyways, I'm not a fan of Pokemon Go. I played it with my kids, and it's not that exciting. What would the specs of your dream device be? Well, to answer the question of what my dream device, what it would be, I definitely would say 2 terabytes of internal storage, about 10 gigs of RAM, and 5.5 inch display, 4K resolution. I mean, I can go beyond, and yeah, the new Nexus is supposed to be made by HTC, and I'm not excited. Yeah, that's been around for a while. Like, I've heard about that. One of them is codenamed Selfish, and I forgot what the other one's codenamed. What's good, bro? What's good, Sean? I heard that a girl found a dead body in a bush while playing Pokemon. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy news. Like, I mean, every day this week, like when I get up in the morning, like about 4:30 in the morning, I turn on the news. It's on the news. Something about Pokemon Go, whether it's places that have been landmarked as gyms or Pokemon stops. And it turned out that, like, in a certain area where there's one at, there's, like, 40 registered sex offenders, and people got to be aware. And then someone falling off of, not dying, but, I mean, they fell off the edge of, like, a cliff area and had to be rescued. There's just, Pokemon Go has been all over the news. And then even, like, right now, there's, like, maps that will show you where to find, like, the rarest ones. Let's see, just upgraded from the G Style to J7. The only problem I have with it is the heating under heavy usage. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, it's not just the J7 that has that issue. It's basically the 615 processor. That's always been an issue with that. Would you do a video for YouTube beginners? Actually, I have. I've done a couple. They've been they're titled the YouTuber Spotlights. That's where I find like a YouTuber that's just starting out on their channel and basically get some exposure. I haven't done any recently, but I've been doing it, every so often. Yeah, definitely. Check out Key Funny's video about the J7 because he pretty much nailed it on there. And the reason why that on the CDMA version, why they use the 615 instead of the Exynos 79850. I think is a chipset that's on the T-Mobile and Metro PCS version. But yeah, well, as far as like YouTube beginners, I mean, it's kind of tough to do because, like I said, like right now when it comes to like mobile technology, just a lot of stuff has just been on the downward spiral. There really hasn't been a lot of like good things happening, which to me is just like kind of like sad. Which is the reason why I started a second channel where I just blog whatever topic I feel like talking about. Is just outside of mobile technology, kind of do something different too. So that's why I have 2 channels now. What are the top 3 most annoying video ads you have come across? I couldn't even tell you. I haven't had any video ads in a long time, just because once YouTube Red came out, I've been a subscriber to that since I have a family plan on the Google Play Music, which gives you YouTube Red. So I don't see any ads when I watch videos. But I don't know, what ads are there today. What's the most popular ads floating around right now on YouTube when you guys watch a video? I mean, really, everyone's doing this live streaming thing, huh? Yeah. Live on YouTube, bro. Live on YouTube. I just did my first video, and I was just wanting some input from the guy that got me started. Well, I mean, when it comes to YouTubing, really, it's just go with your ideas. Maybe I will make a more in-depth video advice or whatever like that. But I mean, the best thing that I can say to anyone that is going to start, posting videos on YouTube on a regular, is just, go with your own ideas. Your honest opinion, what do you think about Apple and Android, and which one is better? Honestly, I rock with Android. I have, since my first Android device, which was probably the most crappiest device ever, which was the Samsung Intercept. But I just like how more open and free Android is, and that's kind of the reason why I've played around with the iPhone before. Some friends of mine, they own them, so I never fell into the whole Apple thing. Mobile Strike. Galaxy S4 or J3 or LG G Stylo 1. They all have their good points. For me, it's pretty hard to pick between the three of those. Like, the one thing I definitely dig about the Galaxy S4 is the fact that you can do videos with multiple cameras running, so you could do like a front-back type of thing. With the J3, I just love how it performs for being just basic smartphone. And then the G Stylo, even though it doesn't have like the greatest specs like compared to its twin on Metro, after I was able to do that little, I don't want to call it a hack, but just basically unlocking adoptable storage, it's run smooth. So, Game of War Fire Age is the most annoying video ad I've seen. 4 minutes long, not skippable, so annoying. Wow. That's insane. iPhone is the status quo. Yes. I didn't know that they actually had 4 minute long ads on YouTube now. That's crazy. But I mean, if you actually pay like a $10 subscription to Google Play Music, you get YouTube Red along with it, and then no ads. Which you won't have to see those annoying ads. And to me, it's pretty much worth it, being able to stream music whenever I want, and then also going on YouTube and watching videos and not having to worry about ads popping up. But because I pay into it, YouTubers that make revenue through AdSense basically are still making money, even though I'm not watching ads on their videos, because I'm paying into it, and so they do get a chunk of the YouTube Red money. Now, it doesn't mean that they get a huge chunk, but they do get something out of it besides what they make with ad revenue. Is there anything I can do to help with connectivity on my ZTE Warp Elite? I don't get good speeds or 4G LTE. Well, I'll probably just make a video to show like how to access this one thing. But basically, have you had any other previous devices on Boost Mobile and with Wi-Fi? Oh, 4G LTE or Wi-Fi. Okay. That changes things a little bit now. So you don't get good connectivity on your network as well as when you're connected to Wi-Fi. So you could possibly have issues with the antenna on the device. And if you are having issues with the antenna, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a defective device. So you're going to have to send it in for repair or swap it out. But there is something you can try to do with the Warp Elite, and that's actually going to the dialer and dialing star pound 4636 pound star, and it's going to open up a menu and hit phone information, and then scroll down. You'll see what do you want to call them? Those toggle lists. Click that and select the one that says CDMA, GSM, and what was the other one? And LTE, parentheses PRL, and then close out of it. That might help your connectivity as far as to the network, but for Wi-Fi, that could be an antenna issue. So I would definitely, if changing the options to the network connectivity doesn't help increase or strengthen your connectivity to the network, then it's going to be an antenna issue, which would mean that your phone would need to be repaired. See, that's insane because like right now I'm using the Warp Elite right now to stream, and I've been using it on and off. Like that's just one bad habit of mine. It's like whatever I feel like using it in the day, I wind up logging into my account on Boost Mobile and swapping my phone out. So some days I'll use the J7 and then I'll switch to the G Stylo and whatever. But when I'm on the Warp Elite, I don't have that problem, so I consider myself blessed then. What is the most helpful Android phone life hack that I know? It changes as Android evolves. Like before, like in the days of Froyo and Gingerbread, like it made sense to root your phone and to like flash custom ROMs to get more features added on. But when you look from those days to what it is now with Marshmallow and upcoming Nougat, I don't really find a reason to root my phone at all to make any changes or flash a custom ROM because stock Android is just giving me all the features that I've gotten from stock ROMs. Konami code. Oh yeah, that was kind of funny. I don't think that one works anymore. Any way to expand memory on Android without paying for an app? What do you mean expanding memory? Like internal storage, or are you talking about RAM? Yeah, well, you know what? To me, the Warp Elite is still a decent phone, but selling it right now or getting rid of it is not a bad idea, considering the fact that ZTE has one initial problem that they have, and that is the fact that they really lack in updating their phones. Like, there's a lot of phones that's getting the Marshmallow update. A lot of them are going to either 6.0 or 6.0.1. And to me, I honestly think that the Warp Elite would be even better if it took the update. But ZTE doesn't really update all too much. I mean, they love building hardware. They love building brand new devices like the ZTE Action 7. But, yeah, as far as updating to, like, the latest version of Android, they totally suck at it. Internal. You want to increase internal storage. What version of Android are you running? Because with 6.0 and up, there's the ability to do adoptable storage on some devices. Initially, it's supposed to be done across all devices that have Marshmallow, but like LG has blocked it on some of their phones. But basically, with adoptable storage, it actually formats your micro SD card to become part of your internal storage, which does help a lot. I have the Samsung Galaxy J3, but what sucks about it is that I can't make my external memory to internal like on KitKat. I never heard about it being on KitKat, the adoptable storage. I know it was on 6.0. Are tablets dead? I think I'm going to make a video about that. I don't think tablets are dead. It's just that tablets were just never really. I don't want to say that they weren't important. They weren't gimmicky. I don't want to say it like that, but in a way they kind of were. Because everyone likes to use their smartphone for everything, for phone calls, email, text, social media, live broadcast streaming, and gaming. So, will the Sharp Oculus Crystal 2 release in the U.S.? You know what? I really hoped it would have. I mean, the original Aquos, it had a few bugs, but overall, I mean, the idea behind it was really good. And I did read up specs on the Aquos too, and I would hope that it would. But that really all depends on SoftBank if they're okay of releasing it outside of Japan. Now, as far as like the internal memory thing with KitKat, like I said, what I know from the days of KitKat was that they actually blocked the ability to use the SD card to like move apps to SD. I remember that was on KitKat because that was probably one of the things that I hated about KitKat was that you needed to root your phone in order to do the KitKat SD card patch, so then that way you could move apps to SD. Because the only thing you were able to move to your SD card was like pictures and music and stuff like that. And yeah, it totally hurt. So I do know with 6.0 Marshmallow, like some devices do have adaptable storage. You just gotta. It just depends on what phone you have. Paul says, "Hey, Paul, how you doing?" But yeah, I don't know. As far as with the Aquos 2, I really would love for it to come to the U.S. And to me personally, I think that there's some devices that I would love to see, like on Boost Mobile or Virgin Mobile or even Sprint, and that would actually be like the LG V10. I would love for that phone to come over to Boost Mobile just for the heck of it. Actually, one thing I really wish Boost Mobile would do is allow unlocked devices to come over there. Because if you guys imagine running the Honor 5X on Boost Mobile or getting a Nexus 6P or 5X and using it on there, what other phones would you like to review in the future? Oh, gee. I don't know, man. Just whatever phone is good out there that piques my interest. I mean, right now I've kind of slowed down on it, and that's just because I'm going through a whole process, moving and relocating and all kinds of stuff. So every bit of cash that I have is pretty much strapped up and tied up right now. So I haven't picked up any new devices to review or anything like that. But just whatever comes out with like Boost Mobile or Virgin Mobile, like the Alcatel Dawn, even though it's like a low, weak phone, I still would buy it to unbox it and review it, get my review on it, because some people are just looking for like burner phones or anything like that. So remember back when those crappy Chinese manufacturers made phablets with 7 to 8 inch screens? I will never be able to use those again. I think I have one. I still have my tablet, and I use it strictly for gaming, and that's you guys may have heard of it. They sell them at Best Buy, but it's called Digiland. It's the 10.1 inch tablet. I have that for like playing games. Really, except for Pokemon Go, I can't play it on there because it doesn't connect to any network whatsoever. And I don't. I do have like a little MiFi router, but I don't like to carry that with me anymore, unless I really need it. So. Yeah. Interesting fact though that I found out the other day, because I don't know, I kind of just wanted to see like what Boost Mobile would do as far as unlocking a phone to go to like say Ring Plus, or crossing it over to Virgin Mobile, or even taking it to Verizon prepaid. So I tried to get one of my G Stylos unlocked. Have you heard anything about a Warp Elite 2 coming out? No, actually. People have told me that they've heard something about it, but when I search on Google, there's nothing that pops up about it. So I have no idea if there'll be a Warp Elite 2, or actually what the next Warp is going to be. But we can bet on ZTE releasing another Warp device that would come to Boost Mobile. So just keep our fingers crossed. But anyways, I'm thinking about making a new video series called Obscure Tech, where I buy and review weird phones and gadgets from third-party companies and see if it's worth to buy, depending on the price and stuff like that. That's a real good idea, man. Definitely, I would love to see that. So, I mean, if you're thinking about doing it, and you got 2 thumbs up over here if you're gonna do it, man. Because these days, I don't know, innovation is just slowly dying. I love my G Stylo and I love Boost Mobile. Yeah, that's cool, dude. Well, anyways, like I was saying, so I called Boost Mobile up because I know that their policy is, according to them, is that your device has to be active on an account for 1 year before they will unlock it. Now, when I was dealing with the customer rep, what they explained to me, which they could have been wrong, but this is just what I gathered from them, was that like if it's like say you had the G Styler for a whole year and then you upgraded to a new phone, and you were going to give your G Styler away to someone that say had Ring Plus, but if you test your phone out for any real reason, like say you swap it back onto your account to make sure that the phone is working properly, and then you swap it back off. Once you swap it onto your account, basically from what she told me was that it would be another year that it would have to be active on Boost Mobile before they would release it and give me the UICC code. Are you excited about Nintendo releasing the Mini? Is that where you were going with that? The Nintendo Mini? Yeah, I am excited. Actually, on my second channel, I did a blog about it, and I talked about the 30 games that's going to be preloaded on it. Since it doesn't take cartridges, it's just basically like a plug and play, but it's like an official Nintendo, so that's what's pretty cool. And like some people didn't really find it. Well, they didn't understand exactly the point about it being, I guess, hype, because a lot of people are getting hyped up about it. And I think majority of the hype behind it is based on the fact that, you know, if you're a person that collects Nintendo stuff, like my little brother, he had just about almost anything Nintendo, from the original console to, what was it, at the time when he had his collection, the Wii was the most newest release from Nintendo. He had every console up to the Wii. And then he had every Game Boy, including the Game Boy Micro, that little small one where you can change the faceplate on it. He had that, every Game Boy that there was, including the original Game Boy. So, I mean, if you're a heavy collector of Nintendo, then this is going to fit right into your collection. I am amped for this Mini. Great games for it, too. Yeah, that's another thing that's pretty cool about it, is the fact that the 30 games that they picked to go into this Mini console are games that a lot of people can identify with. I know, what was it? I believe it was Daryl who commented that they were excited for Tecmo Bowl, which is a classic game. Anyone that was like into football, Tecmo Bowl, that's where it was. And then of course you got Ninja Gaiden, you got Double Dragon, Castlevania 1 and 2. Zelda and Zelda 2, Link's Adventure, are just classic games. And they have, now it says that they have Mario Bros. And then they have Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. So I wonder if the Mario Bros. Is actually the one where they have to take down Donkey Kong when Donkey Kong throws those barrels. I don't know if you guys remember that game. One thing I've also noticed on the J7 is that the connectivity is almost flawless compared to my G-Style. Yeah. And again, the J7 is hands down under $250 and not really considered a flagship. The J7 is the most powerful device on Boost Mobile right now, and that's not with the inclusion of the G3 or the G2 or the S7, the S6. It's just, between the low budget, the J7 is pretty much like very powerful. Why don't you ever do giveaways? I have done giveaways. I have, I think the last giveaway I did was the giveaway for the LG Tribute 5. I don't do them very often because, how can I put it? Nicest way is that I don't want people to subscribe to my channel based on getting free stuff. Every now and then I'll do a giveaway to show my appreciation to everyone and, have a little fun. But, I don't do them, once a month or anything like that. It's because I just want my channel to grow based on the content that I create. And so far it's been doing good. Close to 5,000 right now, and I'm pretty excited about that. So, but eventually I'll do a giveaway. It'll happen. It's like I said earlier, right now I don't have the cash to go and buy anything to really give away, and once things picks back up a little bit. When I move into my new place and everything is pretty much set up nice, then money starts coming back in that I can basically do a giveaway. Then I'll do one. But yeah, I've done giveaways before. So I'm liking the questions. I'm really digging them. So I appreciate you guys coming in here and asking these questions. That's pretty cool. Why did they pick Simon's Quest? I would have put Dracula's Curse. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know why they picked Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. I mean, maybe they did some kind of poll to see like which one of their titles is more popular. Maybe that's what most people picked. What do you think about Windows devices? You know what? Honestly, when it comes to Windows, they had it right. The UI, the simplicity of it was really, really, really good. The only problem I have with Windows is that it does not have development support at all whatsoever. That is the biggest killer for Windows. That is smart though, because I've seen many YouTubers grow just because of giveaways. Exactly. There's a lot of YouTubers that do grow subscriber count based on the fact that they give away stuff, and then when they run out of stuff to give away, you start seeing the subscriber count drop dramatically. And that's just because people are not getting free stuff anymore. I watch your videos for the content. I always enjoy them. I appreciate that. I really do. Especially lately, though, because people are like, I don't know, I made the mistake of going off of a Facebook post about that whole Pokemon car accident thing, and I caught a lot of crap for it. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I got it happens. I mean, that's one thing about YouTube also, is just you just have people that just don't like you and they want to thumbs down every video that you have and they want to say something slick or whatever. I just do my best to ignore it. I mean, I'm human, I'm not going to try and bullshit anyone and make it seem like I'm some kind of robot gladiator that doesn't get affected by what people say, but it does affect me. It's just after like 2 seconds of it affecting me, instantly out of my mind. What is your other channel? It's called Ayo Tito. It's if you watch my videos and you look in the description, I have a link in there to that channel, and it's just random blog topics like this. I guess so I don't get burned out with just tech. Like I can talk about other things, and I put it over there on that channel. So it can go on anything from like the recent thing that's happening here in Phoenix with the serial shootings. I think there's been 8 shootings all linked to one person, and they're trying to catch them, and pretty much everyone here in the city is kind of living in fear because it's like they don't know when it's going to happen again, and the person that's shooting people is just randomly targeting people on the road or like in their neighborhood. Like there's no method to the person's madness. He's just trigger happy, and so like nowadays I don't really take my kids to the park or anything like that because I don't want to risk the fact of anything happening. So, but I did a blog about that. I talked about the Nintendo Mini console. Did a blog about that. So, but yeah, it's in the description. It just says like second channel, vlog channel link, and just click that. I'll bring you to that channel. Actually, it does. I don't get a lot of things done because, like I said, it's hard for me to really go anywhere. Like, if I really absolutely have to, which, hold on real quick because the sun's going down. But, like, if I have to go somewhere, then I'll go. But if it's something that I can, like, wait on, then I'll wait on it. Just because, like I said, there's no like specific target from this person. They just want to go and shoot people, and sadly, they've I think they've killed 7 or 8 people already, and a couple of them were kids. They were I think one was a young teenager girl was killed alongside her mother. Flossie Carter, Toodaloot, CB Tech, and yourself are my favorite YouTube reviewers in no particular order. Who are some of your favorites? Some of my favorites, well, Flossie Carter is one of my favorites. I like his videos, and especially the fact that he's a no bullshit type of guy. Um, there's a lot of them to name because I subscribe to them. Like Tech Right is one of my favorite YouTubers. I watch his videos, and there's a whole lot that I subscribe to. CV Tech is a good one as well. Yeah, he is. But I think outside of people who I've spotlight or have mentioned, there's this one guy I just recently subscribed to, and I think his videos is because it's in Chinese, but the YouTube channel is Flashing Droid, and he does two separate videos. Like one will be an English review, one will be like in I believe it's Cantonese. Cantonese or Mandarin. I can't tell between the two languages, but yeah, Flashing Droid is another channel I recently just got into. But yeah, the YouTubers you mentioned, like Toodaloo, like I dig his vlog videos when he goes out into the park and stuff like that, and he just goes into these topics. I dig those. Android Tech, thank you. No, thank you. Don't thank me, Android Tech. Thank you. I said, don't thank me. I think my whole reasoning of like showing support is to share a story with you guys. When the very first time I started YouTubing about mobile phones and stuff like that, I got flamed really bad. Because how some people, they get on YouTube to basically troll and they want to put it out there that they know more about something than you do. So they just do this whole thing, and then they at the end of their entire rant in the comment, then they want to go and just completely try to tear you down. So I kind of went through that in a failed channel that no longer exists. And on top of that, I really didn't have anyone that had my back or was supportive. And so I guess that's why I do it is when I find people who are beginning in YouTube and stuff like that, I show a massive amount of support, and it's just I didn't have that, so I want to project that out. So that's why I do it. So I mean, you guys shouldn't thank me for anything. I just do what I love to do. Paul, what's up, Paul? How's catching Pokemon coming along? Did you guys hear about this weird Google Map overlay called "Gotta Catch 'Em All," where I think it's in beta right now in Boston, but it shows you where people have had sightings of ultra rare Pokemon to catch, and so yeah, I think it's total BS that anyone does that. That's cheating. You need your own internet radio show. I was actually thinking about that at one point in time, but maybe sometime in the future I may do that. It'd sound cool to do. But yeah, there's these people that are coming up with maps to show you where the ultra rare Pokemons are, and I think that's I label that as cheating, because that part of the biggest part of Pokemon Go is finding Pokemon and catching them. And if you got a map that pretty much tells you where all the sightings of the ultra rare ones are, it makes the hunt it just defeats the purpose. TV show. I think I have a TV show. It's on YouTube. For me personally, YouTube is where it's at. This is where I will keep everything at. I doubt I would ever be given an offer to have a cable access spot or something like that. But YouTube is where it's always going to be at. You and Paul Tech are like Mr. Miyagi to me. You know what? I appreciate that. That's cool, but yeah. I have given thought to doing collabs. It's just I need to get set in a rhythm right now. Even though I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A lot of my YouTube videos are on the spur of the moment. Like I don't have nothing planned out. Like it has never been that way so far. Like for any topic, it's like it'll just hit me, and then I run upstairs into my office and just start recording the video. It takes all the fun out of the hunt. Yes, it does. In the next 2 to 3 months, I'm looking to upgrade phones. Would you recommend the Style 2 or the J7? Honestly, both phones are good. Both phones are good. I mean, the J7 is a bit more powerful than the Stylo 2. Just, with that octa-core processor does help out a lot. Even though the 615 chipset does heat up, it doesn't heat up very often. Just when you do a lot of like heavy gaming, it will. You'll start to notice behind, right under the camera back here, it'll start to get warm. But nothing that's gonna burn your hands. The Stylo 2 has a bigger display. And besides the pen pop feature, the cameras is actually pretty good on it. But I mean, for me, the J7 is my daily driver. I would go with the J7. TechRight says J7. But yeah, it depends. Both phones are pretty good. What's sad though is that a lot of people were predicting that T-Mobile would get the 32 gig model of the Stylo 2 Plus, and they didn't. I think they got the exact same one as Metro PCS got. And that's kind of sad, because I was thinking, I know there was 3 versions of the Stylo 2 Plus, and I know Metro got the weaker one of the Stylo 2 Plus. So that's not the Stylo 2, but the Stylo 2 Plus. The sad thing was that everyone was just betting on T-Mobile to get it. They didn't get it either. Do you think I should get LG Stylo or an LG K7? Which one has a better cam? I haven't really heard too much about the K7. But honestly, right now, out of LG devices, the G Stylo 1 and the Stylo 2 have the better cameras. Yeah, Stylo. Wait a minute, the case, is it the K7 or is it the K3? I forgot which one it is that has the 4.5 inch display that just came out. It's like a little smaller phone. Or you can go with the G3 if you can find it, because I don't think Boost Mobile stores carry it anymore. Which is another weird thing, because I wanted to test this out. So it is true that Boost Mobile and Sprint stores will allow you to go in there and charge your phone up if you're playing Pokemon Go. You can stop at a Sprint store or a Boost Mobile store, and they have these kiosk docks where you can plug your phone in and charge it. So that's why I put that out there for anyone that's playing Pokemon Go. You guys can go to your local Boost Mobile store. They should have it set up to where you guys can charge your phone, because that game will eat the crap out of your battery real fast. Okay, current favorite Android device right now would be my J7. Current Android device of all time, believe it or not, would be the Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch. And that's just because that phone had a buttload of freaking development. I think I have right now 800 something plus videos. But if you go to within my earliest videos, my first 100 videos, it was nothing but ROM reviews for the S2. What do you think about the LG V10? I said this earlier. I don't think he popped in when I said this, but I would love for that phone to go to Boost Mobile. Honestly, I still stand by it. The G5, the LG G5 is a pretty nice phone. I just think that with some of the issues of what they went with the whole modular thing, kind of just was a total buzzkill. So some people say that the V10 should have been the G5, and I don't know about that one. Holy crap, that sounds like gunshots. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that's insane. And this crap's been happening for like weeks now. Anyways, sorry you guys. I don't know if you guys heard that, but if you guys heard that, that was gunshots. What phones should we stay away from on Boost Mobile? Phones you should stay away from on Boost Mobile. Um, the Alcatel One Touch Conquest, I heard got a bad rap. CV Tech was talking about it, that it just was just like super laggy and sometimes became unresponsive. So that would be one I would say to stay away from. The original Aquos Crystal, it just has this really weird bug issue with when you where the screen becomes unresponsive. So like in the middle of typing, like texting from your keyboard, it just like gets all messed up. So that's one. A lot of the really lower end ones, I mean, it just depends. Like if you're a heavy user, like you use like you game a lot, you're on like multiple social medias and stuff like that. A lot of the lower budget ones that have like 8 gigs of internal storage, where basically you only get like 3 gigs usable, and like 1 gig of RAM is not really gonna fly these days. Can't you buy a GSM Unlock V10 and bring it to? Actually, no. That is like one thing I hate about Boost Mobile, is the fact that they will not let you bring any unlocked devices over. Like Sprint devices, they will allow you to, as long as there's there's not was it like an outstanding bill on it. Then yeah, you can bring it over to Boost Mobile, because that's how like a lot of people get like the Galaxy Note 2, 3, and 4. That's how they get them on Boost Mobile, is through Sprint. But like to have an unlocked device, they won't, which sucks, because that's something that they should cater to, because there's people who have unlocked Nexus devices that would love to just, use like a Nexus 6P on Boost Mobile. Do you think Metro PCS will have Samsung J7 in black? I don't know, but that would be really neat to have. I know Metro PCS is getting most of the multicolors when it comes to it. Like, what is it? Paul, when he unboxed the G Stylo White, like that's a gorgeous device. Whereas Boost Mobile we have like the silver and black color. The white and the kind of like gold was really a nice touch to it. That was a gorgeous phone. I wish Boost got the white version of the G Stylo one. But I mean, it's possible. But then again, Metro is GSM too, so if you were actually to get like an unlocked version, you can actually bring it over to Metro PCS if they don't offer it in black. But yeah, definitely. I don't know. To be honest, Boost Mobile might lose me as a customer unless they make these changes in the future. One of them is allowing unlocked devices on their network. Metro PCS will let unlocked phones. I bought my bro the Nexus 5X, and they set it up for $10. Yeah, and honestly, I think that's the reason why Verizon's going that route also, where they're gonna basically phase out their CDMA network and just stick to GSM, and that's just because it just makes swapping out devices a lot easier. What do you mean adding limited? Like limited what? Data? I know right now Boost Mobile pretty much I don't know, the way I feel, Boost Mobile has like a swollen head. Because I mean they're good. But I've always said this, like, when it comes to network connectivity, it's just based on your geographical area. So in some places, like T-Mobile is the dominant network, so Boost and Virgin would be weaker to Metro PCS, and vice versa. So it's just, With Boost Mobile adding limited free roaming, will they extend coverage? Not sure where they're going to extend coverage to. I honestly couldn't tell you. Right now, I feel like Boost Mobile's like just stuck in this zone. They need to kind of just come out of it. I mean, me personally, shoot, if I was the CEO of the company, I would totally allow unlocked devices, especially Nexus devices, because a lot of people shoot for those. Yeah, I don't think there really is anyone with a Nexus device on Boost Mobile. I honestly don't think so. Unless there's someone with one, but they just haven't put up a YouTube video about how they did it. Because I do know that there are some people who use what is that one software program? I think it's called CDMA Workshop. The CDMA Workshop or QPST, one of those two. But they used it to basically take like a dummy phone, like an old Boost Mobile phone, and they take the MEID and they flash it into, say, like a Nexus device, and then they're able to activate it on Boost Mobile, and it would work. But that's just one thing that angers me. Is just they need to allow unlocked devices. We need to have that freedom that if we don't want to buy a Boost Mobile phone, that we can buy something like from Blue. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Blue devices, but some of their devices are pretty tempting, and I would love to get like some of their phones and do like unboxings. Like the Blue R1 HD, I would definitely want to check that phone out. Definitely. But Boost Mobile doesn't allow it, which is kind of like why it can go either way. It can go with Cricket or it can go with Metro PCS, but one of those two might wind up having me jump to their network and just port all my numbers over, because unless Boost Mobile intends to allow unlocked devices, like there's devices I want to be able to do reviews on and try out, and like the Huawei Honor 5X. Like I really wanted to try out that phone, but you can't put it on Boost Mobile. And the way that I do things is that I'm not going to buy a device that I cannot activate and use, because it would be pretty pointless to give you guys a review and say, like the Honor 5X is a really good phone, but I never had it connected to a line, so I couldn't tell you how the voice audio quality was. I mean, that's one thing that is a big issue with that, is that, it's a phone before anything else. What do you think about Google Duos and Google Allo? I think they're great. Problem is that Google has this bad rap of just making different messaging apps. To me personally, I don't have a preference. It could have gone either way. They could have built these things into Hangouts, which then would have really made Hangouts a hell of a lot better than what it is right now. And them being standalone applications is fine. As far as Duo, I think the only thing that really that captured me about Duo was, one, the fact that it would be able to maintain a video call with a very weak signal. So that's something that's definitely needed, because I don't know if you guys tried out different video chatting apps. Sometimes if you have maybe one or two bars, it gets glitchy. It kind of freezes up. It goes to a black screen for maybe 10 seconds, and then it pops back up and you're in your conversation. Apparently with Duo, you're supposed to be able to maintain a smooth video call experience even on the weakest signal. So that's something that is a plus. And then of course, the whole preview you get before you answer it, that's something that I think is pretty neat too, because you can see obviously who's calling you before you answer. The Honor 5X is a beast. I think I'm gonna get it. Yeah, that's just it. I wish Boost Mobile would let unlocked devices go on there, because then I would definitely want to grab that. The Honor 5X, I would definitely want to get. The ZTE Action 7, the unlocked version, I would definitely want to get that one and try it out. Hello, babe. But yeah, I would definitely want to get the Action 7 and try it out. Also, the Blue R1 HD and There was another blue device that I wanted to try. But yeah, I mean, there's like tons of unlocked devices that's like really awesome. Can't use them on Boost Mobile because Boost is being buttheads and they won't let unlocked devices on their network. Much less, their policies are pretty shitty when it comes to getting one of their devices unlocked, which is, to me, something that's weird. Like, we buy these phones out straight out cash, okay? Maybe they're not at full price than like what you would if you buy it straight from like the manufacturer themselves. So you do get some sort of discount, but it's not a real big discount. Like a phone that, you know, from that retails at a manufacturer for like $200 basically. On Boost Mobile they'll sell it for like $179.99. So not really much of a big discount. But nevertheless, we still pay full price for these phones, and that's just one thing I find annoying is that they have these rules set in place, like you can't take your phone and jump it over to another Sprint affiliate network. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, I can see them being a little bit, you know, just the way they are right now if you were going to take it to, like, Verizon. But to another Sprint affiliate, there's, you know... Would you consider an iPhone 5S from Metro PCS to anyone, and are you familiar with iOS? Actually, no, I'm not familiar with iOS because I don't use Apple products. I've seen them, I've played around with them, but nothing for me to give you guys an educated rundown of iOS. So no, I really can't tell you anything about it. Since their new CEO for prepaid, so they might. Hopefully one day. Hopefully. That's all we can do is pray. You know, I do know that Sprint is making some good changes, even though people still hate them. But, yeah. I know that Virgin Mobile relocated too. I was reading something about it today on Play Newsstand, and I think they relocated to Kansas City. So they're going to open up their, like, a whole new, what was it? I forgot what it was. I know there's offices and some other stuff that they're going to open up in Kansas City, and that's going to be like their new headquarters. And they're hiring for jobs right now. They're looking for like marketing managers and stuff like that. So, why the sad face, Angelica? Oh my God. Yep, that was gunshots because there's cops everywhere outside right now. Oh, wow. Well, this is why I stay inside. Well, hopefully nobody was hurt. But I just, like, seen, like, one SUV and, like, 2 squad cars go down the road. Is the LG Tribute 5 better than the J3? Honestly, no. The only reason why I say that is the Tribute 5, I mean, the internal storage and the amount of RAM they give you is basic. It's basic from what they've given in the last 4 years, I want to say. And between that and the J3 has more storage and a little bit more RAM. Oh, just checking on you. I'm fine. There's gunshots outside our place, so, and there's cops all around right now. So before you guys head home, just be careful. But I mean, the Tribute 5 is a nice phone. I do love the build of the phone. I think the ARC display is really nice and a nice touch to it. It's just the amount of internal storage and the amount of RAM you get. Why say my name's showing support? Being professional. That's why, babe. Being professional. Tony, what's up, Tony? I dug your videos on the J7 and when you went on your vacation, dude. That was pretty cool. I appreciate you sharing your vacation with us. The video with you guys riding the horses is pretty dope, too. And now the ghetto bird's out. I can hear the helicopter flying by. Oh man, too much shootings nowadays. This stuff's gotta stop. The OnePlus 3 versus the Action 7. Dude, I would love to give an opinion on it, but I mean, they both look great in my opinion. But I really can't say anything else beyond that because I don't have them in hand to actually play around with them. Alright, love, I'll see you when you head home. OnePlus 3 has 6 gigs of RAM. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah, I had the smallest horse. Hey, I would have gone with the smallest horse too, dude. Yeah, was all the videos taken with the J7? Or did you switch it up and use your iPhone as well? I don't know, like, gosh, you know, I really would love to get my hands on the Action 7 and on the OnePlus 3, but I don't know. You need to check outside with all these shootings. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier about how just, you know, the whole thing with the serial shooter here in Phoenix has kind of thrown just, yeah, it's just been insane. I talked about it on my vlog channel about, you know, just stuff that's going on over here. Yeah, definitely, I'll be safe. Being safe is just basically being in home, and pretty much I have like, I don't know, I might sound paranoid, but I just have weapons everywhere, knives, bats, all kinds of things just stashed away in different areas of my place in case anyone does a home invasion. But just like, I don't know, like about 20 minutes ago, I just heard gunshots outside, and I said gunshots, and I was hoping it was just fireworks or something like that, but then now there's cops everywhere around here, so yeah, it was gunshots. Do you think 2 gigs of RAM is enough for today's standards? Actually, 2 gigs of RAM is becoming too little for today's standards. As everything grows, Android grows, the development of applications and how much more features they pack into applications grows, the amount of RAM that's needed to run all these apps, especially in background, 2 gigs is not going to cut it anymore. We're on the edge of it. It still works fine for right now. There's a couple of my devices have 2 gigs of RAM and they run solid. But we're getting to that point where it's like 2 gigs is not going to be enough. Like 2 gigs is going to feel like having 1 gig. Especially the placebo effect that most people get when you jump from a budget device to something more of a mid-range or even a flagship. Like say if you did get like the OnePlus 3 and it has like 6 gigs of RAM. Yeah, you're going to have like a huge... you're going to feel the difference between that and then going back to a device with 2 gigs of RAM, you'll kind of notice. It's happened with me and the J7 that I have has an octa-core processor in it, so the way that it processes and runs applications is really smooth. And you know, with the Warp Elite and it having, you know, the 410, which is a quad core, and how I thought that was smooth, now I can see a difference. 4 gigs of RAM and up, yeah, it's definitely coming to that point. I mean, with 2 gigs of RAM, you could run BASIC. 2 gigabytes works on iOS 5. Yeah, but you know, iOS handles processes different than Android does, and so that's why 2 gigs of RAM would suffice on an iOS device, basically, compared to how it is on Android. Right now, to have like, you know, a better experience, yeah, what Tony said, 4 gigs and up, and you'll have a real good experience with an Android smartphone. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I've seen, you know, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm an old fart. Basically, I'm 33 years old, but I'm about to be 34 next month. But you know, in my lifetime so far, I've lost, I'd say, like more than a handful of friends to gun violence and all that stuff. So, you know, it sucks, especially nowadays. Especially here in this city, like people can carry guns, and that's what people use to settle differences. Nah, this is open topic, dude. You can talk about whatever you want. It doesn't have to be mobile tech related. It can be anything, gun violence, shooting, whatever. Yeah, but I think I've seen on the news, the local news here in Phoenix, that there's been times where two guys were shot over a dispute, like at Walmart, and rather than just going skin on skin, old fashioned, just relying on these, they just want to pull guns and just start shooting. Um, that's insane, and it's sad. I mean, I don't want the government to take away my right to carry a firearm, to protect my family. But all these people that are just making poor judgment on when to pull a weapon like that, it's making it easier for the government to try and take away that right from us. Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, man. This I don't know. And then the way things are today, like I didn't even go to that whole thing. They had this protest on 24th Street in Camelback yesterday, where they were gonna block traffic. I don't even know how that went down. I try not to get involved in those things. Shit, I would have too, man. If someone tried to jack my car and was shooting at me, I'll turn my car into a deadly weapon and try to run them over. Instead of freaking getting shot and getting my car jacked, just fucking run them over. I live in one of the safest towns now. What town do you live in? Because I would love to move there to get away from all this ruckus and whatnot. Like, it's just crazy. So if you live in the safest town, I'd like to know where that is so I can uproot my family and move there. Because where I'm moving to later on this week, I have to pick up the keys to my new place, and it's a really nice apartments too, gated community and everything else. So, well, you guys will see. I'll do a blog about the new neighborhood I'm moving into and just how much nicer it is compared to where I'm living at right now. Like where I'm living at right now is crime infested, gang infested, and everything else. So. I think the only thing that like actually happened to me over here on this side of town, um, I mentioned it in a video, not last year, but not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, and I was actually going to the market with my family, and we went and got breakfast, and I went to step outside, and two guys ran up on me and they pretty much jacked me for my phone. And it was kind of bullshit how it happened because like first of all for me I wasn't paying attention. I was being kind of stupid because I seen one of the guys pull out his iPhone and he was checking something. And then when I was walking back into the store, I was heading to the door. He asked me if I knew what time it was, and I should have thought to myself, he just checked his phone, so why is he asking me what time it is? But me, just being nice, I decided I'd tell him what time it was, so I pulled my phone out, and the phone that I had at the time was the ZTE Boost Max. So yeah, he reached over and he grabbed the top of the phone because it's a phablet. He grabbed the top and he was like, "Give up the phone." So I started fighting with him, and after a couple of knees to the chest, and he was about to lose his grip of the phone, his friend then came up to the side of my hip with the gun. And once I felt that gun, I just let the phone go because it's not worth dying over. So. Yeah, they took the phone, they took the e-cigarette that I had, and I was blessed too that they didn't decide to check my pockets. I mean, they had a gun, and they had enough time to actually go through my pockets and get my wallet because I had like $300 in my wallet, but they didn't do that. They got the phone and the e-cigarette and they took off running. And what was even more stupid was not even 5 feet away there was an armed security guard. But he was behind a pillar, and while I was fighting with the guy, I would think, you could hear all this noise going on. He didn't hear anything, so the guys got away. Yeah, so like this side of town that I live at is not the best. Gangs suck. Trust me, I'm from Chicago. Yeah, dude. Chirac. Your area your city gets pretty insane. I heard the murder rate is pretty high in Chicago right now. I would love to visit Chicago too, one day. Maybe for like a family vacation and go take a trip out there, just to see things. That's one thing I want to do. Is travel. Just like have my kids experience different things and see different things. So when they're older, they'll be used to going on vacation and stuff like that. They'll continue that trend when they have their own kids and they do family vacations and they go places like. I know sometime next year, I want to go to the Googleplex and just kind of like venture around Google's campus. I no longer live there. I'm in Cleveland now. I'll check out Cleveland too. Chirac Savages are crazy. Yep. I live 45I. I don't know. I think, by today's standards, I think just a lot of the. I don't know. I've said this before to people. Like, I love mobile technology, but I also feel like mobile technology is the downfall to all of us. And that's just because, like, people they don't really interact with one another anymore. Like, everything is done through social media, like Facebook. Like, people make friends on Facebook, or they make friends on Snapchat, or they go, like, on Stream with the Dot or Periscope and whatnot. But, like, people don't really, like physically, communicate with one another really unless they really have to. And because communication barriers broken down, it's quick to perceive someone for being rude or threatening towards you when they're really not, and it just causes conflict. San Dimas. But that's the only downside to it. Like, as far as like having Android and iOS, like all that stuff is cool and fun. Facebook to connect with people that live far away from you, yeah, that's fine. But like people use it for like everyday use. Like people don't really like talk too much anymore in their own home. They'll text. When Adam Sandler made that joke in that movie, what the hell was that movie called? Grown Ups, where his son texts the nanny for hot chocolate or something like that. Like they really do that nowadays. When I lived in Long Beach, my dad worked at Dolores Mission and coached Snoop Dogg's brother being in basketball. So Snoop's sis used to babysit. Yeah, that's insane, dude. That's pretty cool. Pictures, man, pictures. I don't know if you have any from when during those times, but if you do, man, that's cool. But even then, just being able to say that Snoop's sister used to babysit you, that's kind of cool. That's pretty awesome. Tinder. I've heard about Tinder, but no, never really got on it. Then again, I think Tinder's like a dating site, and I'm already in a relationship, so no reason to get on Tinder. But yeah, social media does kind of like break communication, and it leads to stuff like what's happening nowadays: shootings and freaking all kinds of crap. And in a way, we're kind of like plunging back into like a segregated society again. Not trying to go too political with everyone, but I mean that's just really where it's going to. It feels that way. I mean, I've gotten emails. I think someone shared an email petition about Black Lives Matters and do I consider them a terrorist group and all kinds of stuff. It's just getting way out of hand, And I know people will go off with this, all lives matter, and really that's how it should be. It shouldn't just be like they're down to one particular race, but everyone experiences some kind of crap when it comes. Like our government just basically f's us every day. So. He used to go in the bathroom at the gym, the mission, and he would blaze in there. Oh, we got Magic Tech Review up in here. What's up, bro? But yeah, that's the only negative impact that mobile technology has had on all of us, is that it has broken the communication barrier. Like, just chopped it up, where meeting friends the old-fashioned way really doesn't happen anymore. Maybe like once in a blue moon. It's like Halley's Comet. It comes once every so often, and if you missed it, then you missed out. Everyone prefers to make friends on Facebook, Google Plus, and all that stuff. So, exactly, all lives matter. Yeah, it does. All lives matter. I understand what they're trying to accomplish with Black Lives Matters. It's just some of their methods I don't agree with, and some of them I do. So, but that's a touchy subject. I don't want to get into that, because everyone has opinions. Some people are supportive, some people are against it. Me, I don't know. I would love to share the message of aloha with everybody, and what that actually means. Since growing up in Hawaii and just going with that mindset, because over there it's completely different. Like, it's just basically like bringing love back into humanity. Like, to love someone, just unconditionally. And not love like a relationship love, like boyfriend and girlfriend, but just to have that camaraderie, that respect for another person, just because we're all human. At the end of the day, we all have. I don't want to go with the whole sappy thing of like we all bleed, we all breathe air, but I mean that's really what it boils down to. Is like there's nothing really different. The shape of my eyes, the color of my skin, and my hair. That's the only thing that probably makes it different. But other than that. We like to eat. We like to, we enjoy our sleep. We enjoy fun activities. Everything is the same. There's really not anything different between me and anyone else, no matter what race they are. Come to Virginia so we can chill and vape it up. Yeah, one day. I might go there one day, because I call him my brother because we've been best friends since we were kids. But he's got family in Virginia. They live in Newport News. So if I ever go out that way with him, I'll hit you up. Do you think the LG Stylo 2's lower pixel density compared to the LG Vault 2, is that noticeable? I've been really wanting to get the Stylo 2. The Stylo 2 is actually, its pictures comes out very well. I've taken pictures with it. I've been impressed with the cameras, so I can definitely say it's better than the Vault 2. Kind of random question, but oh well. No, it's not a random question. But I said, it's Q&A and open topic, so you can talk about anything you want. You can talk about shoes, you can talk about cucumbers, it don't matter. You can talk about whatever you want. I think, honestly, wealthy people are all in general like that. Like, they have a lot of money, and they act as if with all the money that they have, when they pass on, it's going to go with them. It's just greed. Greed is very. It's like an infection, man. It consumes you. It takes over you, and it destroys lives. Greed. I believe greed is one of the 7 deadly sins, if I'm not mistaken. And it's given that for that very reason. So, how many of you guys vape? Just out of curiosity, I'm curious about that. Let me see. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I don't know if I can flip the camera. Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. So, I'm kind of trying to show you guys right now, but the shooting was very close to where I'm at. Okay, like right there, those are cops right there, so that whole section down there is blocked off from that shooting that just happened. That's crazy. Okay. Made a video about people finding phones and coming to me like I'm gonna help them activate it. Dude, I gotta check that video out. That sounds interesting because I get emails from people that want to know how to bypass that whole I guess like when you factory reset an Android phone and then it wants you to log into the previous Gmail account before I'll let you go any further. There's like people that's trying to get me to tell them how to bypass that, and it's like, even if they're sincerely telling the truth, I can't help them because I don't know. I don't know if they're really being genuine or not, and I don't want to be responsible for helping them get into someone's phone and using it and whatnot. When I have money, I will still give like I'm giving right now. I'm going to live to give, bro. You know what? We need more people like you in the world. We really do. Shout out to Tech Right. Yeah, because there's too much greed in this world, and there's people out there that are in need that can't get the help because those with greed consume and take more things than what they actually, would need. What do you think about finding a phone and people that keep them? That's the best way to say it is like anyone that finds a smartphone, whether it was like left on a city bus or left at a park or whatever, whatnot, like there's not really a good system in place other than like if the person can tell what carrier it's from to like take it to the carrier store and just like say like someone lost his phone, then that way it can be found. I don't like when people find phones and keep them like for themselves. I mean, if they try to give it back to the original owner and they can't really like find them or whatnot or whatever, just turn it into the carrier store, and the carrier store will notify the person that lost the phone that they recovered it. I don't like being poor. I know how people feel. Dude, I live poor. I'll honestly like admit it to you guys right now. That is kind of the reason why like I don't do a lot of unboxings, because I don't really have the cash flow to always keep buying devices. So when I do, I get really excited to unbox a phone because I actually had the money to buy the phone and to unbox it. People find flip phones and keep them. It's crazy. Yeah. Yes. I don't know. Just I feel like people just when you find a phone, just return it. Do something good. And it's not just like returning lost or misplaced phones or anything like that, but just anything in life. Do something in life, do something nice for somebody, and I mean, when you do something nice, don't expect nothing in return. Really, that's like also another thing too. Is like when you do something nice for somebody, don't expect it to pay you back sometime in life. You just do it because you want to do it. I think the most recent satisfying thing I've done was on Thanksgiving. A guy ran into me when I was coming back from the store because I'm a type of person that I love cranberry sauce, so cannot have Thanksgiving dinner without cranberry sauce, and forgot to get some when we did Thanksgiving shopping, so I ran last minute to go find a store that had cranberry sauce in. So a guy comes up to me and just basically he spit it out towards me. His kids was over by Taco Bell. Taco Bell was about to close, and they weren't going to have a Thanksgiving dinner, and he wondered if I can help him with $1, so I gave him $25. Just so him and his kids can have a good, decent meal for Thanksgiving, and it's gratifying. Good for the heart. And most of all, I can say, that guy definitely had his day made, and hopefully he passed it on to somebody else when he ran into somebody of need. I thought you work at Boost Mobile. No, I don't work at Boost Mobile. Nope. What's his name? The other YouTuber, Draconic Warfare, he works at Boost Mobile. I don't work at Boost Mobile at all. I've been offered a job at a Boost Mobile store up north in Glendale, but I live too far away to go work all the way out that way. Exactly. They will lose something that they cherish the most. Sometimes, some way in some form in life will pay you back for the things that you do. So, as I say, when you do good things for people, do it without the intention of wanting something back in return in the future, because no matter what, life is going to deal back to you what you deal out to the world. And that's just the way that I think about things. Like, whatever I put into my universe, I try to put nothing but but positive vibes into my universe, because I know that the ripple effect coming back would bring positive results. So that's just how I live my life. But like right now, no. Right now I'm not employed by any place. YouTube is my job, basically. YouTube and blogger, those are my jobs. That's how I make money. So it's kind of a bonus because I get to do what I love, and I make some money off of it. It's not the greatest pay yet. Eventually, one day it will, as it grows. But I think the best part of YouTube and how I do it is because I know there's different ways that people do it. I've seen people talk to me about, paying YouTube to promote my videos to get it more put out there for people to find and possibly subscribe to. I like the fact that, my channel grows very slow, because each subscriber that I get is because of a video that they saw that they felt, hey, they enjoyed it. They clicked the subscribe button, and that's more satisfying than promoting and getting everyone to come in contact with the video really fast and then subscribing that way. Actually, it still is a lot of Android. What happened is that I had so much Google Plus pages. So what happened is that I merged. I took the channel and I shifted it back to my main Google Plus profile, and when you do that, it uses your Google Plus name, because I have it linked to my YouTube account. So it just uses my first and last name, but it's still Aloha Android, and that brand name will always be there. And that's why every time I start a video, I always say, like some people ask me, like in some videos you say you're Rob, in some videos you say you're Tito. What like, where does that come from? And Rob is like a short name to my actual first name, and Tito is a nickname given to me by my dad. It's something he's called me since I was a little kid, so it stuck around. You should do Amazon affiliate program with YouTube. I just recently heard about that. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out and possibly do that. To get some more revenue in. But I forgot who did a video about the Amazon affiliate program. Yeah, so they're still out there. Oh my gosh. Too, it is hot. Don't mind me. It is super hot. Yesterday it was really bad. It was like 111. The UV index was really high here, and even though it was 111, it felt like 120 outside. So it was pretty hot. Today is a little bit more cooler than it was yesterday, but not that cold. Still hot. And it's funny because my brother went to a Pokemon stop down the road at this one Baptist church, is where it's located at. He walked there, and he stopped to take Instagram photos of horses and cows and stuff like that. It's kind of funny, but he came back because he was wearing a tank top like this, and he came back and he is like lobster red, all from like his shoulders all the way down his arm, on both sides. I was laughing at him because at the job that he works at, his uniform T-shirt is red. And I was telling him that he didn't even have to wear his uniform. He could have just put the logo on his chest and went to work. They would have never known the difference. Yeah, it's insanely hot out here. This heat wave is bad. Like here, it's supposed to be right now. We're supposed to have what they call monsoon season, which is just when rain comes to the valley. And this year, the monsoon season's been pretty pathetic because we haven't really had a thunderstorm here at all whatsoever. And the news was talking about that they're hoping that there'll be more rain coming pretty soon, because we have a high pressure system over this area that is slowly moving away, and a low pressure system's moving in. And hopefully it'll bring some sort of rain, but I doubt it. It's like when I was in football, it's 110, but when you're on the turf, it's 135. Yeah. I do these a lot. Great for subs, interactions. I'll always be here, and If I'm not streaming myself, do Patreon, bro. You know what? I appreciate the suggestions. I'm definitely gonna check them out. I'm gonna check out the Amazon affiliate. And I think I did set up a Patreon account. I just haven't really been active with it or really pushing it. So, I don't know. Like, there's someone else who was telling me about, like, opening up the support thing. And I did that on my YouTube channel. I did open up the support thing. But it's just weird for me to ask subscribers to donate money, especially when I don't have, like, a real good cause behind it. Yeah, about Patreon. I'm sure people will support you. You're an awesome dude. I appreciate that. But it's just weird to ask people to support me just for a mobile tech channel. Like, if I was doing some sort of thing that, like I get, like doing unboxings and talking about, news and rumors and stuff like that, kind of does benefit people that's interested in mobile technology. But at the same time, too, it just feels weird asking people for money. I mean, like, for YouTube AdSense paying me, that's a totally different thing because they're putting ads on my video, which, some people have said in the beginning of the stream that they're irritated with YouTube ads, and so, yeah, I'm okay with that. And asking people to donate money to me, I just feel weird. I know it's hard to ask people for money. Yeah, it is. You have a pure heart. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just, I don't feel like that what I do is a good enough cause, like, okay. Like John from Magic Tech Review, like his reasons for YouTube is a very noble reason, which is the reason why when I saw his video where he talked about someone stealing his videos and putting it on their channel, like I flipped it out and got pissed off because, all the revenue that he makes, he has a good reason behind it. Which now, I think John and Paul, they do something similar with their YouTube money and whatnot. So, to me, like, that's a noble reason, and I can see why, like a support link would be open up to your channel and whatnot is for your reasons of doing YouTube. But like me, I really don't have like a reason like that or anything that would really warrant me from asking anyone to donate money to me. Like, the funds that I get out of my own pocket, and that's fine with me because it's Boost mobile phones, so. I get them, I activate them, and then I keep them as backup phones, so I always have a phone to use in case anything goes wrong. I don't even like asking about Lil Jon. No, I totally get what you're saying, bro. Like, I understand, but your reasons of what you explained of why you do YouTube and that the money goes to him and that is a better reason, and it is a warranted reason why, if you open up like your support link on YouTube and, people were to donate, it's a good thing. Yeah, you and Paul Tech, you guys have sons that have autism, which is cool, and it's a very noble thing, and that's why, when you mentioned that someone jacked your videos and was putting it on the channel, like I flipped out and went to that person's channel and called it, as it is, stolen video. And I've seen other people comment on it too. So you had some pretty good support from all of us out here. And best part was that the channel got taken down. So you didn't lose a lot of revenue on those videos because someone else had them up. Like I get fully disgusted with people who hijack other YouTubers' content and tries to put it on their channel and try to make it big off of that. It's like, it's not hard. I don't do anything special with YouTube at all. Like, some people have said, like, my camera quality sucks, and I understand. Some YouTubers, they use like the very expensive cameras, and I use what I have handy around, and what I have handy around are Android phones, and they work great, in my opinion, making videos. So I use Android phones. I use a Chromebook. I use a Windows laptop to do some editing. Not anything heavy, but just light editing, and that's about as much as I do. 10% to a church, and I donate another 10% to Christine King Foundation, where they say trafficking. That's pretty cool. Tech right. That is dope. I have a lot of respect for all of you right now, on a different level, beyond YouTube. Yeah, it's cool, and I think that's like one of the things I like about YouTube is that you meet really awesome and really cool people, and you get to network with them. Like, Tony, who posted earlier, I met him through YouTube. I didn't meet him in person, but I began like an online friendship because like I post comments on his post on Google Plus and whatnot, and when there's like really cool things, like he'll hit me up on Hangouts and he'll let me know about it. Like different deals on phones and some places where like I think like one of the things that he told me that was pretty cool was this one website that you signed up for, and you had all these people that like they had like say Bluetooth speakers and stuff like that. They would send it to you absolutely free, and they just gave you like little guidelines, and you would do a review about it. He told me about that. I never got anything from them. I actually tried out for it, just to see what was up with it. Never got accepted to do a review on a product, but nevertheless, it was pretty cool. I have a couple of home run videos that took off. Been getting lucky and catching a lot of breaks. Yeah, it really, it kind of comes down to that. Like that video I did about that whole Pokemon accident that turned out to be like false news and stuff like that. That one just kind of grew really fast overnight. It's not like a viral video or anything like that, but I think it was like within an hour it had like 1,000 views, and I was like, holy crap! And it turned out to be false news, which really pissed me off because I was like, dang. But I mean, eventually, some crazy ass stories of Pokemon Go would eventually surface, and it did. So I did YouTube and eBay as well. I don't do anything on eBay. I don't know. I have this weird. I don't want to say it's an addiction, but like the phones that I buy, I just find something good in them that I don't want to let them go. Like some people will say, like the Tribute 5, completely sucks. And it may not be spec'd really high, but there's things and features about the Tribute 5 that I just don't want to let go. So I don't sell any of my phones. Like they all pretty much stay in hand. Just like they just pretty much stay in hand. And more phones. This one's like trapped on a wire, but yeah. There's more and more. I think one of my favorite phones from like way back in the day. Just like throw those in the drawer. I don't know if you guys remember this phone, the G2 from HTC, like the original G2, not the LG one. This one was on I believe it was on T-Mobile. It had that Z hinge, the way that you would access the keyboard. The keyboard was very small in this, so I don't know. I can still probably text with it and whatnot. It'd be kind of cool. Now, this phone would definitely be like something I would use just for the heck of it if it had a front-facing camera, but it doesn't. You never know which videos will get big. It's crazy, the ones you don't expect to get big. I sell art and movie scripts. I keep all my phones. Are you into music? What's your favorite genre? I have different tastes. Like, it'll be insanely crazy. I mean, there's, today's hip-hop really doesn't appeal to me. Some of the older stuff from like the early 90s do. But then I also listen to like indie rock, rock alternative, new metal. Yeah, so it varies. Even from there to listening to like EDM and some country. It's just, yeah, I'm all over the place with music. Yeah, the GT, I still have it. The only thing that sucks about it though is that the micro USB port is broken, so you can't connect the USB cable to charge it. But I have an external charger and like 5 other batteries, so I don't know if this thing has any juice. I can see if I can turn it on, but I doubt it. I think the batteries are completely dried out. Yeah, it's not turning on. I used to work for Boost Mobile too. Oh, yeah. Why'd you jump over to Cricket? Just curious though. The Cricket ain't bad, especially since AT&T bought them out and took over their network. They've actually been like a lot better with their network connectivity. But why was the jump from working for Boost Mobile to Cricket? I hope the. I keep looking to see what's going on because where they're at, there's this kid that lives over there. I hope he's not the one that got shot because he's a pretty cool kid. He's with the local gang around here, but I mean he's a pretty good kid, and I just hope nothing happened to him. I know why I'm getting so much hate on my Pokemon Go video. I didn't know it wasn't legendary, and everyone got pissed at me. I kind of regrets. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Do throwback videos? Yeah, I'll probably do that eventually. I was thinking about doing too was like finding like very old phones, like old Android phones and Windows and Blackberries and stuff like that, buying them off eBay for like dirt cheap, and then doing like throwback videos. But I have to wait for a while to get that going. I love the LG Envy and the Envy 2 on Verizon. Yeah, those phones are pretty dope. I got to give it to LG on that one. You guys remember the LG Chocolate? Oh my God, when I worked for Verizon, everybody was like, every time someone called in about an issue with their phone or to activate a new phone, it was that phone, the LG Chocolate or the LG Chocolate 2. I was like, oh my God. And then like, the way they would say it, they call in and I have to do my little Verizon speech when I answer. And it'll be like, I'm trying to activate my strawberry chocolate. And I'm like, I laugh like, okay. And I would activate their phones, but like Verizon, they're a bunch of fucking thieves. I will never work for Verizon or like buy anything from them ever again. But Tech Right, don't worry about the hate and stuff like that. Like I get it too. You know, when I do or say something wrong, like people are quick to fucking jump on me and talk shit. Don't worry about it, man. I look at thumbs downs and thumbs ups as like. As like a good thing, you know. I guess they say bad press is better than no press at all, kind of like that. I had the chocolate too. Yeah, the LG Chocolate was a very popular phone, and even the Envy Touch. When that one came out, my God, man, there was people who was going bananas over that phone. I think what killed it for me as far as working with Verizon, I think I told the story before, so some of you guys might know about it and some of you guys might not, but working as a team lead under a company called Cytel, which was an outsourced company for Verizon customer care. And what happened was that one of my team members got a call from a guy who was on the I think it was the 65 plus plan. So, and he's a retired veteran on a fixed income. So, but for that month he needed an extension on his phone plan. They were going to cut off his phone, and he needed help. And basically was like kind of pleading with my team members. So of course, me being a team lead, they routed the call to me. And me being a supervisor, I was able to okay for an extension for him to keep his phone on without, while he was given more time to pay his bill. But anyways, so I wanted to approve that, and then the operations manager, I guess, was on the call for call quality and came over to my cubicle and gave me this whole rundown speech that it didn't matter. We're supposed to go above and beyond for Verizon customers, but he's had 3 extensions in the past. But, I mean, it wasn't like 3 extensions where he never paid it or he wasn't, he didn't keep his word. I mean, every time he got an extension, he paid it when he said he was going to pay it. So, basically, they didn't allow me to do it, and the guy cried to me on the phone, old man, military vet on a fixed income, lives alone. That's the only source of communication he has with his doctor, with his family. And I had to hear a grown man cry, for me not to cut off his phone. So after following, what my operations manager told me to do, I quit. I said, fuck Verizon. Cold ass bastards, and I never worked for them again, and I never bought anything from Verizon ever again. And that's my reasons why I don't like Verizon. Nice music taste. Yeah. The BlackBerry Storm 1 and 2 were awesome. I gotta grab one and play around with it, because, I never, I think the only BlackBerry, this is probably a little funny, but
The only BlackBerry I owned was the old one on Nextel with the push to talk, and not even the curve. It was like a really big one. I bought one on eBay for like $20, and you were able to. I remember back in the day with Boost Mobile IDEN network, you could buy a Nextel phone and put the SIM card for Boost Mobile into a Nextel phone. It would work just fine. So I put my SIM card in there, so I was able to use the BlackBerry. And then there was like so much configurations you had to do to get picture messaging working and no, text messaging worked. No, it didn't. Yeah, text and picture messaging, which it didn't even have a camera, but you could still like get pictures from someone that had a camera phone, and it was pretty cool. I think it was like the 7920i or I forgot what it was. It was 70 something, but yeah. And then I got the BlackBerry Curve IDEN, and that worked for a little bit of time. But then, yeah. Oh, cops are gone. Anyhow, I think probably like the only Blackberries I've ever had. Yeah, but definitely, like I had plans, or I still have plans. It's just I have to work things out to get it that way. But eventually, I'll start doing some throwback videos, and I also wanted to do a channel takeover. So like, I would let any one of you guys like make a video and take over my channel for one day and do like news topic or phone review or whatever, and just basically upload your video and let you guys have the spotlight in the channel for the moment. I want to do something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. So it'd be cool to have like Magic Tech Reviews take over Aloha Android for one day, or Tech Right to take over it, or CV Tech or Toodaloo. It'd be insane if I can get Max Lee to take over it. That dude is he's out there and he's busy all the time or whatever. But yeah. I was in the Navy 12 years and that's Comtech. Then went to Iraq for 2 years. Severe PTSD. Now, so I worked at Boost Mobile, Metro PCS, Cricket Wireless. Oh, okay, I see. You know what? Did you ever do videos from a Metro PCS store? Because when I saw one of your videos where you're in a Cricket store, just your face was so familiar. I was like, I swear to God, like he did like a Metro PCS review from a Metro store. But I could be mistaken. I'd definitely be down to make a video. Yeah, we'll work those details out eventually. We'll do that. But like, yeah, just to have anyone that subscribes to me be able to take over the channel for one day and just basically do a video, send it to me through Google Drive, and I would just upload it on my channel and just let that person take over for a day. That'll kind of like give me like a small break from making videos. Someone else do it, and they can actually be in my shoes, and I guess get that experience of like recording a video and possibly doing some light editing to it. Yes. Thank you for your service to Magic Tech Reviews. Shout out to anyone in the armed forces. Yes, I did. They are my most popular videos. Yeah, okay, so see, yeah, you look familiar. So I was right then. You did do videos from a Metro PCS store, because I seen your video with the Cricket store, and I was thinking to myself, like, I didn't want to assume, and I was like, I might have seen things, but I swear this guy did videos with Metro PCS. Is the LG Tribute 5 worth it? It is. If you can handle the specs of it having just 8 gigs of internal storage and 1 gig of RAM, it's actually a pretty nice, decent phone to get. I like it. But compared to like the J3 has double the storage and like 0.5 more of RAM. So it has like 1.5 gigs of RAM, which works as fine. I mean, it feels like it has 2 gigs of RAM, just the way that everything flies on the J3. But the Tribute 5 is definitely worth it. It's just the 5 megapixel front camera and rear camera are not the same as the 5 megapixel camera on, say, the G Stylo. Now, the G Stylo's front-facing camera is more refined and smoothed out, and on the Tribute 5, it has a little bit. I guess the way to describe it is noise. It looks a little noisy, like a little hazy, and that could be an issue. Loving the 2.5D display. Yeah, the rounded edges on it. I think I have the phone over here somewhere. Yeah, I do. Right here, Tribute 5. Can't really see that it's like rounded right here. It's not like as round as like say the S6 Edge or the S7 Edge. It's not rounded like that, but it does kind of feel it. And I don't know. But it does scratch easily. If you guys can see right there, it's scratched right there where my index finger is pointing at. I know what you mean, man. If you look at my earliest videos, like most of my ROM reviews for the Galaxy S2, they were shot with the Samsung Intercept, which only had a rear camera, and like the microphone, the audio, and the video was just total crap. Thanks. No, thank you. Your support is greatly appreciated. So I'm just glad that I'm able to, help and give some insight about a phone, and just basically generally help people come to a decision where they can get a smartphone that, they will be happy with. Is the above thing is that they are happy with what they get. And that's what I like to do, is just help people come to a decision. One that sucks about this phone right here, the freaking Galaxy Prevail LTE, like I wish it did get Lollipop. Because some people were saying like the Galaxy Core Prime on different networks got Lollipop, but like on Sprint, Boost Mobile, it's still on KitKat. Pretty nice phones though. I kind of like this style versus the J7. I don't know, the J7 just feels like the edges it just feels slick and kind of round. I kind of like the way they had it with the Prevail LTE. It's a little bit more squarish and a little chamfered on the top and bottom. So it feels nice, but yeah, I wish they built the J7 like that. So anyways, I've been on almost 2 hours. That's like the longest stream I've ever done on this YouTube channel. I appreciate all you guys for coming in and hanging out with me, and just for the heck of it, and just having these random talks. I do gotta prep dinner now. It's like 7:39 p.m. Yeah, I gotta get started on dinner, so I gotta get going. You should do more ZTE sync. I would. I don't have the phone anymore. The screen completely cracked, and one thing that's bad about ZTE devices is like, say like if you drop a Samsung and you crack the screen, the display will still work. But with the warp sync, when the display is cracked, the digitizer basically is bonded with the screen. So when the screen cracks, the digitizer is cracked, so then it becomes unresponsive. What's the most expensive phone you have? The most expensive phone I have is the J7 would be the most expensive phone I have. Just for the simple fact that I think it's normally priced at like $239. I think it's $239 or $229.99. One or two. It's like $230 before tax. Everything else is between the price of like $40 to $179. You should do the Sanyo Incognita and Sanyo. I have the Incognita, I believe. I still do. Where is it? Ah, here it is. I still have this phone. This is the Sprint one though, but I know I can activate it on Boost Mobile. But yeah, I still have this. I was actually one day thinking about doing a challenge where if I can get this on Boost Mobile, that I would switch to this phone for 30 days. And use a feature phone instead of a smartphone, and see how well that would work out. Maybe in fall I might do that challenge. And to make it completely fair, I'll buy like a safe and put all my smartphones in there and lock it and give my key to my friend to take home with them. And that way I'll only have this phone to use. Alright. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. You guys have a great night. And now I'm going to go look at your guys' videos right now while I cook dinner. That's one of the things I love to do is get my tablet out and put it up and watch your guys' videos. So you guys get some thumbs up within the next hour. That's me. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll try to do these every week and have some more fun. Or maybe I'll do like a hangouts on air and have all of us together. We'll see about that. We'll work it out eventually. The vibrate on that thing is crazy. All right, guys. Good night, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.